Welcome to the Game Fuel Marquee match. Now, I know our first two matches didn't have many implications when it came to Major 5 or the playoffs, but Joe, it's a very different case here. Let me break down everything here for you. So when it comes to Major 5, right now, Ultra 4-0 in the group, Empire 3-1 in the group. If Empire win this, they'd hop up and take the first spot. When you talk about playoffs and the overall points for the year, Ultra are up 5 points. So an Empire win here to bump them up there as well. So it's big for both teams, but Empire could hop them at the major and hop them right now in the champ standings with a W. This will be fun.
Yeah, it should be. And let's not forget the last major, these teams battled twice. It was two game fives. One went the way of Toronto Ultra, the other Dallas Empire. So it's a bit of almost a rivalry now between these two teams. The way that they've played the matches have been excellent.
Yeah, well, right now it kind of feels like it's like FaZe and everyone else at times, and the couple teams that are really in the hunt right behind them, yeah, you'd say like your OpTic, your Empire, your Ultra, like they're gonna have these natural rivalries because you're all kind of battling to be in that spot to be the team that maybe plays FaZe in a final. At least that's how it's kind of been this year. But let's look at our Game Fuel featured player, and one of the most fun people to watch in the entire esport. If you're new to this, if you're old to this, you can appreciate his POV. It is going to be Shotzzy, MVP last year, in the top 5 for MVP this year. He's incredible.
No, he is, and I think just a lot of people. Let's not forget, Dallas is the only other team to make two major finals, right? With stage 1 and stage 4. And I know maybe stage 1 it was a lot about Røkkr and what he was doing, but he was the number 2 guy, and he's just been consistent for this team. And now with Vivid joining the roster, what we saw in stage 4, what we saw at major 4, the guy was hitting a new level. His hardpoint has been improving, but his S&D and control both in the top 10.
It's interesting. It's like he's had to do kind of a similar thing the last 2 years, right? Like he started off maybe as a more OBJ-minded kind of sub, and then he transitions to be the guy by the end of the year. And we know he's absolutely capable of it. But let's meet the team. We're talking enough about Shotzzy. Let's check him out. Let's look. Dallas Empire.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open.
What a brilliant three-piece!
Oh, it's a shot punch! Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
Dallas Empire looking to put themselves in a position to maybe make a run to their 3rd final of the year. First or second, you're in the winner's bracket, right? But you want to get yourself the best chance, maybe have a bye. We've seen it's worked out for FaZe. They win a couple series, they're in the final. So you want to get to the best spot you can. They got a chance to do it here.
Yeah, I think what's big for them too is sort of their preparation, right? This is another team we saw last year with sort of their system, with their coach in Rambo. If they have a day to kind of see the gameplay and see who they're going to face, so all right, what maps and modes are we going to be playing? What did we see yesterday? How can we counter that? I think that's huge for them. I really do. So yeah, for Dallas Empire, a win here puts them in a great position for Major 5.
Yeah, and I want to see both sides of it. Like we've seen, kind of the run where you're playing a lot and the run through losers. I want to see them in a top position, how they'll play with that extra prep. I'm curious to see how it goes. But they're going to be playing against Toronto Ultra on the other side of it. They had 2 behemoth matchups at the last major, 2 of the most fun series I've casted the entire year. Looking forward to this one. Let's see if they can get it done. Empire will be facing off against Toronto Ultra. Let's meet the team.
Try to get mad, everybody wanna keep up, but you know I move too fast, I'ma zip right past, drip all on my swag, why you tryna size me up, you don't wanna try your luck, hot as a stove, what did you know, burn like coal, yeah you know I go, way too hot, yeah I really too cold, I'ma keep going till I hit my goals, better get back when I'm in my zone, do it for the ones that I know back home, did it myself, they ain't put me on, but you go back if you hear that tone, another level.
Toronto Ultra. They're very familiar with this matchup. As of late, what a gauntlet it was. But Bance, Cammy, Kleenex, and Insight, they haven't been able to do. They got the win, which is better. But, they're looking to get back to a major final as well. Haven't been able to revisit that glory since the win. And a guy that was a big part of the turnaround with the team, Bance on your screen. He started rough, but my God, did he come alive.
I mean, besides Atlanta FaZe, they have been the most consistent team since stage 2, right? I mean, I know they haven't made
100%.
another major final, but they've been top 3, they've been top 4. They've been great throughout the stages. Undefeated here, undefeated last stage, and now we're taking a look at the game fuel keys to victory for Toronto Ultra. And well, the 2 series, you know, at Major 4, they lost both controls. That's one thing. Cleanix struggled in both, hit a .69. So looking for him to turn things around. Cammy to stay aggressive in S&D. He leads Toronto in first bloods with Bance. Be ready for early gunfights with Crim and iLLeY. We know how aggressive those two like to get. And be ready for Empire to counter their breakoffs, especially in control. Ultra have some of the most fun breakoffs that lead to those easy defensive rounds for them. Look for Empire to try and switch things up.
And I know Ultra likes to play with some pace at times, and Cammy will take any gunfight on the map, but I think they're a little bit more disciplined than Empire at times. Do you, I don't know, do you foresee them more playing into that, or try to just keep playing their own game against Empire?
I think Cammy, I think they can play with that, but yeah, they are a bit more of a disciplined team than what we've seen from like Crim and iLLeY at times.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering like if they just get kind of sucked into playing like that, or if they try to keep a little bit more control. But we'll see how it goes over the course of it. But now for our game fuel keys to victory for Dallas Empire, Joe, what'd you think?
Well, so far throughout stage 5, I mean, you know, you can see that iLLeY has been a beast. His KD at 1.15 and hardpoint wins, he has a 1.37. So he's playing some of his best hardpoint throughout the year, if not his best. Use that aggression and pace and keep Insight uncomfortable, especially in search. That's where he has a 1.52. If you can get those first bloods, can you know, put him in a one-on-2 situation, because you do not want him to get to his spots and then stay composed if they go down early. We saw it at the Major. They lost the first map 250 to 69. They lost map 2. They were able to bounce back from that. So never count Empire out.
God, I got no idea how this is going to go. But as we said, implications on both Major 5 and also for the playoff. As we get ready for the hard point, before we get there, we're going to take a look at the quick scope presented by Scump, and I think this will probably illustrate what you were talking about a bit with the consistency of Ultra over the year. But Empire still have the hard point, and while they started out really strong at hard point at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, they've bounced back really in search and control, but that's where Ultra, well, I mean, they're probably, you know, number 2, top 3, I'm sure, in both of those. S&D 34 and 20, Ultra 27 and 14 in control. They have that edge. But you know, we're playing raid control in this one. Empire have a lot of reps. It's not a positive one where they're 8 and 10, but you know, some solid maps here early on for Dallas Empire.
So what do you think happened with iLLeY in the sense of we know Bance was struggling, and he talked about the fact that, you know, whether it was a breathing exercises, not getting too, as the kids call it, like, twisted before the match, just trying to be a little bit more focused and calm really helped him, and the confidence really came back. iLLeY's numbers have gone up drastically. What do you think was like the key for him?
I mean, it could just be something that they've worked on, right? I think maybe you look at like kind of OpTic, right? It's not the traditional AR duo between, you know, Formal and Dashy, but what have we noticed, especially lately? Dashy's really, they found out how to slow things down at the right moments, and I think that's what you've seen from both Crim and iLLeY. You know, don't lose those spawns. Okay, when you don't need to take a gunfight, when do we just need to slow down an L trigger? When is that time? Because you've seen it on the Ultra side. Insight's so patient, right? And then when he gets to his spots, he starts to pop off. You've seen that from Arcitys and FaZe. There has to be an AR who plays a little bit safer, and I think those two really had to figure things out, and you're starting to see it a little bit more.
So I guess what I was looking for is, like, I think Bance's improvement was more a mental thing in my eyes. I think it's far more a gameplay thing with iLLeY.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Or maybe it has just been like a, you know, a mental thing where he's had to get to his mind, where he's always been so aggressive. He was that flex player. And it can be tough to just be like, me slowing down, trying to slow down. Sometimes you feel like you aren't helping your team. That could be a tough battle, but he's not slowing down here at the start. It's 2 quick kills for iLLeY, but you do see Insight. He actually gets a spawn behind Dallas Empire. I do not know if they're going to be ready for this.
Well, quickly you said too, I'm sure they go hand in hand. Like, it's probably a little bit of both, like the mental and gameplay side of it. So probably a little bit of both, like most things in life. But iLLeY is snapping right now. That is number 5. Are you kidding me? Woo! We were just talking about him, and he's showing up.
But again, getting to his spots, and then he's playing his life. He's playing the position, and then it also helps when you aren't missing. But 5-0 start. You do see Cammy. There's a gunfight win. He recognized the pinch was coming on through, but a huge gunfight for Cammy as the trade's now starting to go down inside of kitchen.
So far, they've traded well, and flank should be here for Kleenex. He's at least able to take that one call the next to his teammate. Shotzzy still manages to get one, even though he got tagged up, but you've got control early if you're Ultra, trying to bounce back from the incredible hold from Empire. A nice start for iLLeY, a big part of that. Now to our game fuel feature player in Shotzzy. Position like kitchen where he wants to get in and get working. His movement, some of the best in the game. He's so weak though, he doesn't really get a chance to get going.
Yeah, Insight and Kleenex maybe just, they started to push out, and that's what Ultra wanted to do. They wanted to flip these spawns. They wanted Empire spawning towards back kitchen. Nice job bouncing back for Ultra, but now you got to be careful because with 20 seconds left, you can see what Empire's doing. They are trying to fly across the map.
We'll see if they can get across. His Insight will try to stop that from happening. And, well, he's going to get a poor timing as he looks to get through. And Empire get all the kills. They've surged into Garage. They won the big gunfights to get here. I've always thought about that with COD, though. Like, when somebody's hot and you want to slow them down, whether it's a Shotzzy or an iLLeY, like, the fact that, like a sport, like, you can tell who it is, right? They look different. Or in certain, I don't know, like an Overwatch or something, it's different players. Like, everything being kind of the same here, probably it's, I don't know, a little harder to isolate someone than maybe in some other titles.
Yeah, but I think what they're doing, what you're seeing, just what we saw with Insight, right? This is a guy, when he gets to his spots, that really starts to pop on up. But if you're winning rotations, you're not allowing him to get there. And that's what that aggression, that pacing, they're so fast. Boom, okay, 15 seconds left, let's get across the map. They're able to do that. Shotzzy has the one-on-one where, Insight's trying to back up into Garage. And that's what you want. You want to catch him. And they've been almost perfect so far as Empire with a 90-point lead.
You said it best, almost perfect, up 90. Empire rolling off the hot start. Let's get to an Astro Gaming Listen In with Dallas Empire.
No, take it right here. They have two troopers in with us.
I'm in kitchen, Cammy, one shot, absolutely. They're two in kitchen.
I'm trying to get to the back. Yeah, one more money.
I'm
in the back, but they know I'm in the back.
I'm looking kitchen.
Give me one shot kitchen.
Yeah,
money dead. There's one in there.
Weak on time.
There's one out. Yo, take your time. There's two time.
I'm one shot. And how
yeah, one's weak.
Queenix weak.
You're gonna be front.
I'm coming.
Give me front after that.
Hey, watch me.
Coming.
I'm gonna lay down. They already give me. Oh,
Yeah, I'm watching. Weak inside.
Watch out,
Oh no, one's outer left.
Outer left not peeking. Outer left, Cammy, one shot.
Hey, take it.
Cammy's one shot.
One's in
Take
here.
your time.
He's got her.
Yeah, watch her.
When is he? He's like.
He dead.
Oh, she's doing. Alright, what do you do?
I'm running back line.
Water steps, Cammy dead.
Alright, so what do you do? Let's stop on this guy. What's he do?
Yeah, watch your back at Z.
Yeah,
He's not in new. They're gonna be kitchen. I mean, one in. I'm taking her out poster, guys. You guys play that time. I'm taking her out poster. Yo, one's in kitchen. I heard him slide.
I'm holding out a ring right now.
I got a trophy down, Reese. I'm looking money.
Let me know when you have water.
He's
Yeah, watch this. Random water says one shot Bance.
Take your time, Porter. Laundry deep.
Kitchen.
Yeah, posters and one's best. Water says one shot Bance.
One guy's
Two posters.
Bance, one shot, water steps.
Water
Yo, you got rock.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. Take your time.
Pitching.
I'm one shot.
When he came in.
Yo, weak and
Yo,
L.
water stairs.
I'm telling kitchen.
Water stairs and weekend hill.
I'm watching water
Kitchen,
steps.
Cammy, one shot.
Your water steps.
Absolutely.
Make sure we get
Not
ring here.
peeking.
Yeah, what you gonna do here? Everyone just put in.
Cammy, one shot. Yeah, weak kitchen. One is still water steps.
Push up
and
one.
one's
Push up one.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay hit old.
Well, before the Listen In, they were up 90. You saw them flying and frying. During the course of that, the struggle started to set in a little bit. Ultra have massively chipped away at this lead. They're bringing it close to a tie game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple of chances where they could have had a break at basketball. And basketball is just tough, right? That's that money hill. But then this rotation over to the final hill of this rotation, Ultra do a really good job. I think you had Insight on a 5-3. Now you have Bance on a 5-3. But you heard there towards the end of the Listen In, Shotzzy, hey, there's 30 seconds left. Let's just get set up for old. Let's make sure we're in a good position to win this rotation. They've done that so far. But Bance, he's going to earn a streak, and that's going to be the artillery called in right away.
Well, you know what moves your good position around? A missile from the sky. Typically does a good job of that. Now let's see if they can regain. After having to move out of their spots, some lovely jump shots there from Crim. That doesn't look like fun to deal with. Crim going back a decade, looking like Cellium as he gets the kill. Joe and I were just having that convo. I was talking about how players look, and Joe said during listening, he's like, what if you just had the players' faces on the in-game skins? I just cried just thinking about that. Like Crim round
No,
in the
the whole
corner.
body.
Like,
Just get them in,
the whole
right?
body.
Just scan them in.
What do you mean? Simp and aBeZy would have everything as a heady. Like that little block there, a heady. Wouldn't
What do
matter
you
on
do
the
with
side.
game? It doesn't matter.
It's like odd job from GoldenEye. That's not fair. Can't play as that.
All right, that's fine. We'll just do the face thing.
All right, well, nice shot from Dallas, but Ultra keep him out of it a bit, and now look to take the lead here with a kitchen hold. And Cleanex, they've just been going back and forth with this pillar for 10 seconds.
I don't know how Shotzzy's alive. Yeah, I mean, he was contesting
I was looking at the
that for
mini-map,
so
dude.
long.
I just saw the two arrows just going back and forth. No one's like shooting at each other. As the dust settles, though, Ultra will be here to get the time. That looks so. I did always thinking to talk about that entire time was like Shotzzy maybe making a play there, and it was so long for him and Cleanex just going back and forth. But to our game field feature player we go, and Shotzzy's weak, but a Shotzzy a challenge, able to take the gunfight down 20.
He's just trying to find kills to keep them spawn. You do have insight working across the map, though, right? I mean, once again, with 30 seconds, Empire, they go for a very long rotation. They're playing around new. You're playing around middle of the map. That does open up a couple opportunities for Ultra to try to break on through, but it doesn't happen. A nice setup from Empire to lock things down. You do have Ultra in the lead, but should flip here soon. Is already 20 seconds off of this hill. You haven't even gotten a contest. Here really comes the first push. The Shotzzy now on 5 in a row. He does get traded by Cammy, but you needed a response out of Empire, and they've got one. And now you can see with Vivid and Crim, maybe thinking about trying to get forward towards Basketball Hill, because last time through, they were not able to break that.
Finally, they're all going to drop, but the damage has been done, at least with regards to the clock. But yeah, no, I mean, Shotzzy was a big part of why they didn't get to it early. Just all the kills he was finding. Then the second he drops, Vivid in position to pick it up, and they lock it down. But now it's the
same thing on the other side.
Yeah, no, exactly. And this is why they're, two of the top teams in the game. When they get to better position, more often than not, that should decide the fight.
When they're just playing the middle of the map so well, they're blocking the spawns. They're almost, how tough some of these hills already are to break, they're making it even more difficult because they're spawning you across the map, they're spawning you across old. They're basically giving you one attempt, one shot to try and break this. And then if you don't, right, you have to try and rotate. And that's the try and hold them for 40 to 50 seconds. But I say that, Shotzzy and iLLeY able to work the flank, and they're on the hill.
Bance, though, he does get the artillery. He's going to call it in now. Just all over that back ramp. You see they're on top of each other inside the hut, just trying to stay up. And stay up they will. So they're going to get some key time here down the stretch. The streak doesn't lead to any points for Ultra. They're going to be, what, about 15 points away. But that reminded me, Joe, when I first switched over to Call of Duty and was learning it with, like, Rambo, and I played, what was it, Yemen for the first time? And
yeah,
it was like the church hardpoint or something, and, like, you got one shot at that. I was like, what is this? Like, what am I playing? And you're telling me I got, like, one gunfight and then I got to give up? Oh, this one hits. This one hits. It's a triple for Bance. Now can they mount the comeback? This series has been godlike as of late. We might have another thriller on our hands. 5 points needed for Empire. Just hit the 200-point mark. Our Ultra. Now, can they hold on? Because here comes the flood from Empire. There's the kills. They're onto the point. Can they close it out? And through on the flank, though. Not on his watch.
I mean, they're just timing these pushes, and Bance is having a map. All the streaks have kept them alive. Now, if you're Empire, do you try to win it here? Do you try to win on rotation, inside in an off angle? They're not able to catch him. They're going to go for it. And, well, you're going to see where they're spawning all the way out towards Basketball side. Cammy, he is ready for Vivid to be here. He wins the gunfight as well. New hill going to pop. And while behind those streaks, Ultra has a shot at winning map 1.
Oh, well, what did we learn from their first matchup at the last major? Never count Ultra out. They were down over 100 and brought it back on checkmate, but it doesn't happen here. Empire able to get in, get the final few points, and close out the map. But Ultra do Ultra things, and they make it dramatic down the stretch.
Well, yeah, I mean, really, it's such back and forth hard point. You have Bance with the streaks who gives them a couple of opportunities, but what's the one breakthrough that happens? It's that second basketball, and I don't know exactly what went wrong, who won a couple of key gunfights. It was Shotzzy and iLLeY towards the back stairs. But as soon as that break comes in, what? You have to use the artillery. The artillery really doesn't hit. All the scrap time goes the way of Empire. That puts them so close to winning that. But think, if you have an artillery and a crew still left, maybe Ultra wins that game.
Yeah, I was like so focused on water side, and like Bance was getting the kills mid. I didn't see if like Bance dropped and they pushed to mid, or if it was all the way through ringside. But wherever the push came in from, yeah, I mean, the first like 30 seconds to that, 25 seconds to that, like it looked like there was no chance Ultra was losing time on court.
No, it was just like a duo push. But looking at your stats, 35 for Bance, 5,500 damage. You had Vivid though, who kind of matched that with 53. He doesn't really have the KD. But that is a lot. And then iLLeY continues 27 and 20. We talked about his hard point. He has brought it here in map number 1.
Unbelievable stuff. A big win from Empire in map 1. They're trying to take first in the group. Hop Ultra overall in CDL points to move into second. They can do it with a win in this best of 5, and it's a good start. We'll be back after this break.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by GameFuel. Unlock a CDL team pack with any purchase on gamefuel.com/CDL while supplies last. Offer ends on August 31st. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
The official Seany Call of Duty League eyewear is here. Head to Seany.com/CDL to choose from all 12 team branded collections and get your signature Call of Duty League frames. Every pair comes with an exclusive case and cloth for your team style or signature league style. All of Seany's Call of Duty League eyewear is available with Seany's Blocks lens technology, which armors your eyes against blue light. And that's
absolutely. It is. And you know, you want to do things Joe recommends because he's classy. You know, he's famous.
Try to be, you know.
He's handsome. He's incredible. Great husband. One of the best Call of Duty players of all time. So, if Joe says to do it, I would do it. I mean, that's the reason I'm alive.
Well, I would just, you know, some advice as an older player now myself. I just say protect your eyes. It's worth it because there's sometimes I'm looking at a screen, I'm like, my eyes are dry.
And yes, Joe. We went with that thing way longer than we needed to. But here we are. If the playoffs started today, this is what it would look like. And I mentioned it's like 5 points separates Ultra and Empire for that second spot. Empire will hop in with that bye if they win here. Now, granted, we have to see what happens in Major 5, but they'd be in that position with a win.
Yeah, but you still, I mean, the winner, right? They could still play each other. So they're just so close. You might see this matchup a couple more times throughout the end of the year, depending on how these things go. And you can see just right from that first map, it's an entertaining one. It truly is.
I feel like we've always had, like, I mean, not always, but like over the years, there's just always that one you look forward to, and it doesn't always have the best team or the most popular team or whatever it might be. It's just these two teams that when they come together, heads collide. Like, it's just like always a good matchup. And I don't know what creates that exactly, but I want more of it.
No, 100%. Yeah, some of the top matchups, there's just, I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't give you what you need. But these two, it always is a fun one. But you saw there for Ultra, 7-1 on Express Search and Destroy. For Empire, 7-6. So should be another great map.
Give it to me. I want it directly into my veins. Game 5, round 11. Crimsix tries to jump out the window, do a 360, and get somebody. All right, into the round 1, though. This is our game field feature player. Shotzzy will be all the way towards the Bance. He's gotten in behind. The rest of his team's hitting up through mid. I'll say this is probably going to lead to an opening, and it did. Vivid will actually... Oh, Vivid gets both. Shotzzy will get the final one, and Ultra just spin around, trying to figure out where shots are coming from as they're all getting dropped.
Yeah, bit of an odd defensive push here, right? You can see it right there. 3 come out of catwalk stairs. And it looks like Empire's pretty ready for this. Well, they were able to kind of get that early setup. You have 2 players, just one hitting down low, 2 through towards that middle of the street. And they just collapse on ticket. And all 4 players from Ultra are there. Maybe one of those counters. Again, for Ultra, it's a 7-1 map. So you know that they're going to be open to play it. Maybe Empire, they have the strats to try to counter them.
I'm curious, how does it work, like, when you're preparing for an event? Like, do you prep for, like, this team heavily because that's who you're going to play first? Like, these are the 2 that likely will have to go through each other? Or is it more focused on, like, FaZe and getting there? Like,
yeah, it's kind of who you think. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you try to do as much prep as you can, but, yeah, I think it's sort of who's in our way first.
Yeah, it's got to be, but it's like, you know, you got to get to FaZe first, and it's likely going to be through probably either team, both of them, so we'll see if that's how it plays out. But deep into this round 2, 2 versus 2, as Shotzzy gets the kill, it'll be a 2v1. It's all going to be on Cleanex here. Try and work the clutch. Ton of time on the clock. See where bomb is down. Killing Shotzzy from that spot is going to be hard. Oh, he gets a couple shots.
Okay, yeah, it was.
He hits as well. And then he hits the shots. Unbelievable from Cleanex. Did he get the win? Prim gets a little damage in. 25 seconds to go. Cleanex goes huge. I don't know how he won that 1v2, but what a round it was.
I have no idea. The finesse, right? Okay, it's not him. That's his Shotzzy, but I don't know. How is that the best play? What? Okay, whatever. But, I mean, unreal stuff from Cleanex. In a big round, the numbers were there for Empire. 2 individual one-on-ones just turned into a Cleanex montage.
I mean, if Shotzzy just stays up there, they'll probably win the round. But he tags him up, gets him weak. Cleanex like, all right, he's probably going to push. I'll throw a nade. Nade, I don't know how hard it hit him, but he only had hit him with a couple bullets, it felt like. Unbelievable. Nice push. Okay, never mind. Shotzzy's easy to kill from that position. I take everything I said back. He's just being dealt with.
All that goes down, all the chaos again. These early rounds have just been so fast as Crim now left in a 2 versus 1. And, well, he's been in this position so many times on this map. Able to spot one. Did he? What a ridiculous one. Not going to happen, but Cleanex isn't losing his 1 versus 1s. And you can kind of see the frustration right there from Crim just on this round, but almost brings it back.
He's like, hey, guys, I'll one-up Cleanex. Just watch me do it. Tries to rip him off the bomb heady with a pistol. Would have been nuts. It was close, but Cleanex once again gets the final say. 4-1 start. Huge 1v2 clutch. And there gets the final kill. He's been massive for them in the early going. I mean, he might need to do it more considering how these rounds are going.
I mean, this is not what we saw last game, right? Last game was a lot of retakes. This one, it's just been pretty much early fights. We might have one of those first slower situations. The first time this game is what Crim just throws the tactical over. He's going to get a hit, give them some information, but Empire still have 3 players towards that B site.
Well, as time starts to tick, Empire will start to work their way over. I'm just trying to get what information he can. You can see if there's a wrap out, Shotzzy has not moved. He's tucked away. You saw Cellium playing from there in our last matchup. Like Ultra are trying to wait for the moment they're going to rotate, or they're going to opt to go on and get this bomb down. You got to think with the 2 players rotating out, they're either baiting in a rotation to get the plan in, they're going to follow it up. I imagine at this point, They're baiting it for the plant, and Shotzzy, who never moved the entire time, gets a freebie.
I'm just surprised how much that isn't checked still. I know it's like difficult to see at times, but Insight just trying to make a play, going on a wide flank. Instead, he gets caught. You have a 4-on-3. Shotzzy, though, he loses the other 1-on-1 across the map. CleanX up top was hoping to get one more bullet, but the numbers here for Empire.
3v1 now. If it's on it, Cammy can win this. Gotta win some crazy fights. Not gonna happen. iLLeY's got it preaimed, and there's the defuse through. How hard do you think it is for a player like Shotzzy to stand still for a minute in that elevator?
Yeah, probably pretty tough. Yeah, no, like, he probably just wants to go and hit it, try to make a play. And he does. He ends up, but he dies. But yeah, you're not wrong. It tests your patience. That's why, I mean, Cell does it for FaZe. So if Cell could do it, Shotzzy definitely can.
Well, it's just, I don't know. That's what I've always found interesting about kind of our rotation in Call of Duty. Like, hardpoint, yeah, you're just fun. You got to go, and then you just got to put the brakes on sometimes in search and destroy. I have watched players in my casting career that struggle to do that. They drop 40 map 1, and they're trying to drop 40 map 2. It's just not possible.
I don't know. Bance is there. Bance is still there. Bance is still there under. Crim checks it. I was going to say, whoever was up top did not look down. I thought they were going to run into a trap, but Crim gets that multi-kill.
Copper's trying to warn him just a little too late. I don't know if that's coming through the mic or not, but apologies.
It's fine. It's fine. It is. It's okay. It's not that bad.
CleanX
He's pumped up for this game.
He's another 1v2, but he almost did it again with like the nade shot combo, but he was so weak they got a bullet into him. Imagine he gets that and clutches up again. What are these rounds?
I don't know. Okay, so yeah, he checks it. I thought with iLLeY above him, I didn't know if someone was going to look at that bomb or look at that position. But Crim, he's aware of everything. And, well, what is, him and iLLeY been able to do? I mean, look at Insight, right? We talked about it, 1.52 in Stage 5 right now. And right there, you saw him get team shot by iLLeY and Crim. Those early gunfights, that early aggression from Empire, put him into a tough spot. Copper agrees with me. I love it.
He actually kind of responded to you there. That's wild.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Once again, for Ultra, it seems to be the same plan of attack. Like, work up towards A, play slow, play for information, and then pounce. I mean, last time it kind of fell apart because, well, Shotzzy stayed B the entire time and without CleanX. Yeah, well, his nade shot combo right now in this search has just been very strong.
Yeah, I mean, he just knew that Shotzzy was going to play there, or that's common. He just throws that nade down, and Shotzi's like, well, there's a nade under my feet. I have to move. But on the flank, it's the aggression. iLLeY able to find Insight and put them into a 3v3. Cammy is on the flank behind him. He was just sitting catwalk stairs. He's going to come out now, but that puts them into a 2v2. Is Vivid able to take down Bance?
Now it's Crim. Almost a heroic 1v2 earlier. They do it this time around. 7-3 start. CleanX just gonna pop till Cammy and get to the angle as well, and they're just playing their time and they're playing it well.
CleanX keeps doing this. He doesn't have first shot, but he just keeps frying people. I don't know what's happening.
I don't get it either, but he's pulling it off. Guy's a beast. Well, that's how he went straight to the face. Is how those shots went, but I like that, even from Cammy, because I was thinking in my head what I would do. Because I'm an idiot, I just would have shouted him. I get the call out for my teammate, I would have shouted from the window. But even he was just like, jump peek and spot for information. No need to take the fight. Time's on your side. You played it smart.
I mean, that's what they do, right? I mean, they always are playing their numbers, always disciplined. CleanX, though, 9-3 on a 3 spree. He's having himself a game. And look at this aggression out of Bance and CleanX. Right to the catwalk stairs of Empire on this flank. Well, Cammy's going to be there with him through the middle of the map.
The gig is up once Cammy shoots, and he'll get taken out. But as you said, a 2-man hit, so Bance is there for the trade. Shotzzy works to get the bomb down. And all right, so number 3 in Insight. He's working his way in behind.
And Crim stayed catwalk stairs. Now he like flanked the flank by just being very patient on this side of the map. He's a fine bolt.
Oh,
Give
get
it
them
to
all
him.
3. Crim's a hungry boy. Oh, hey, look how hungry he is.
Look at him.
Give me a
I see his eyes.
cheeseburger.
Look at him. He's looking at us. He's looking at us.
Imagine that thing on the character in game coming at you. He wouldn't win a single gunfight.
Just a stare down on the stage, just looking over at you. Nobody look at him. He's not my peripherals.
What does that get
might
us to?
take a
Double digits
gunfight.
already? Is he on 10 now?
It's up to 9 or 10. I don't know, a lot.
You know, he was 7-3 at one point. I said he's got 10. I'm pretty
Right.
sure. Yeah, 10-4 now.
Look at, I can't believe it's a 4-3 game. Just looking at the stats. I mean, I guess you just have that 1 versus 2, right? And that's really the difference. It's how this is still this close.
How many more kills do they have? 17 to 24. Yeah, 7 kills. Cammy, little peekaboo. He stuck him. I thought maybe he gets the bullets in, but couldn't quite do it. Over to another 1v1, and Cleanix is able to win that.
Oh, your legs are up in the air, Bance. Your legs are. What is going on?
Wait,
Is that
he
the
didn't see
downward
it.
dog? Okay.
He was hungry. He got his fill last round, but he was, you know, a little slumped. He didn't see his leg.
So I don't know if he wasn't shooting at him on purpose, was waiting for a peek, but whatever it was. You see, Bance is into the breathing exercises. Now he's into yoga.
I'm not crazy, right? I know sometimes it's hard to tell with like X-ray whether it's sticking out or not. Like his leg was wide open there, right? Well, it looks really easy for us.
It
because
looks like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's hard with X-ray sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, oh, they can see him, and they really on their screen. It's like he can't, but I thought he could.
It looks ridiculous. I'll say that.
It did. You know, his leg's broken for sure. He's gonna need physical therapy. But to 4-4. Little delay, then the push comes in. And this is what they did. This is what they did round 1. They just caught Ultra because they all pushed through catwalk. That won't be the case here. Back to the round 1 strat. This time it's wide open. They'll get the bomb plant.
Well, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where Insight, when they see that pre-fire come in, they either know it's a push on a B or he's the only player playing there for the info, and he's hoping maybe one of those pre-fire shots hits. First blood over to Vivid. Just catches Cleanix. I don't know if Cleanix was giving him like the first shot on purpose or what, but he didn't really react. Now with clock dwindling, we're into a 3-on-3.
Well, you think getting Cleanix out of it would be huge considering the map he's having. The time, it's running
I
short.
don't even know if they're going to get there in time. It's on Cammy. He's the only player.
Insight's on it.
Gotta get 1 kill. That's
Now
it.
he's off it. Yeah, no, I looked at it when they were all 3 kind of standing still for a moment. I looked up and there's 15 seconds. I'm like, all right, well, you got to go now. They do, and somebody gets on it. But yeah, 1 kill, like you said, that's all it's needed.
It was a nice retake, just a little too slow. They found all of the kills. But you see Shotzzy just going on that wide flank. He knew. He just had to find 1. Was able to get it. So now Empire 1 round away from going up 2-0.
If they can close that, why does he bark the second you stop talking every time?
You know, he's just like, wow, that's pretty crazy. Didn't think that this was going to be a 2-0 for Ultra. I'm like, yeah, I know.
It's starting to weird me out a little bit. But let's see if Empire can close it out on defense. Pop to the map for a second to see the split. And I mean, same tried and true here from Ultra for the most part. Just slowly working A. They found success. They've been stopped as well. And it was around, I think, the 45-second mark or so where 2 teammates started to kind of push over towards B. They get a little more aggressive on the A site this time. I'm wondering if this might be a full rotation out.
Well, in Empire,
No, they're going.
when they
they're going
retook
for it
this,
based on-
it was a lot towards the flank, but this time they kind of stacked their side. And now they're going to try and take it from their side. Bomb is down. Bance, unfortunately, yeah. Sacrificial pawn. And now on the flank, though, Cammy able to catch that time. And we saw it so many times last series. He's going to make it a 3 versus 3. What kind of individual plays can he make? He continues to go off.
I feel like that is like the most important thing in the game. It's like who wins that fight at mid. I take it all back.
It's not.
I take it all back. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Cammy got 2. But then Empire and Shotzzy and aBeZy step up the bat. They get 3 and they close it out. Empire up 2-0. And that's why you listen to Joe for your Call of Duty expertise.
No, you're right. A lot of the times it does. But iLLeY found 2 with a pistol. I mean, I'm not sure what happened here. Oh, he just chases Insight. Insight doesn't take the gunfight. He doesn't want to lose. He knows he's trying to play the clock. And he just... Nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes maybe the disciplined gameplay can be punished by someone
Well,
just
that's what I
throwing it
mean.
with a pistol.
What is the aggression? That's exactly what it is. Criminally, we're going to take those fights, and they did punish him. Probably one of his worst searchers, worst search this stage.
I think, yeah, and it's got to be close. But some drama and wild rounds throughout the course of that. I felt like we were getting into like 1v1, 1v2 scenarios very, very quickly, at least on most of the Empire offenses. But it ends up being 6-4. What did he end with? So he ended with 10. Cammy actually got to 10 as well with Kleenex. After Kleenex, I think he had 9. Like the rest of the squad was like 4 or less at one point.
Yeah, but then you can see Bance inside. Bance gets caught on the bomb a couple of times. Inside struggles. And, you know, if it wasn't for Kleenex's early heroics, who knows that might have been a little bit cleaner for Empire. But they're playing with their aggression. They're playing their game. And now up 2-0.
Up 2-0, and I didn't think we'd have a day filled with 3-0s, but we might. And this is the important one because, again, Empire can make some moves in standings for the Major and for playoffs and champs at the end of the year. But let's check out our U.S. Army tactical play, and we're going to kind of watch that last round and how things unraveled for Ultra. Because, yeah, after Cammy wins the one-on-one, then got a second, I'm like, okay, the collapse is coming. No, it didn't, because the other 2 players on the other side, I guess, just got smoked by iLLeY with a pistol.
Well, and right, I mean, Cammy and, you know, inside on the flank had to play very disciplined because Empire, they've really been hitting the flank, but this time they time it differently. They try to catch Bance on the bomb. They do just that. But Cammy makes the play. And I guess right here, there's 30 seconds left. Do you want him to get close to your teammates? Do you want him to just go on a wide flank through the catwalk stairs? I'm not sure the correct player, what isn't. But the fact is iLLeY gets 2 without a trade. And Shotzzy, he just reads it. He knows he's going to mantle up through the middle of the train. He does just that. So props to iLLeY because he takes both of those gunfights with a pistol.
Unbelievable. Well, Empire, as you can imagine, pumped up after the win. That's a frustrating one for Ultra. Some tough rounds, but it is Empire up 2-0. Looking to close it out in the control. We'll be back after this quick break.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armour your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is brought to you by T-Mobile. T-Mobile is the shot caller in 5G. Lead the game from the lobby to the last push with America's largest, fastest, and now most reliable 5G network.
Hey everyone, I'm Fellow from the Dallas Empire. Welcome to Call of Duty League's Loadout Guides, powered by Scump. We're starting off with the Bullfrog. So to start off here, we have a sound suppressor. It's getting rid of your red dot on the mini-map so you don't get hunted down. Moving in, we got Task Force Barrel, which this really helps your gun. Moving on, we got the Tiger Team Spotlight. Once again, movement speed, aimbomb, walking speed. Fourth attachment, we got Spetsnaz PKM stock. Then moving into our last attachment, we have Bruiser Grip. That is how I like to set up my loadout for Verdansk. I want to thank Scuff Gaming for powering today's episode. I'll see you guys out there. We'll see if you guys can hang with the new class setup. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.
Hi and welcome back. The first two maps have been entertaining ones, to say the least. It's been a grand time here in the commentary booth, or my basement, whatever this is. Joe, you having fun?
I am. It's been a back and forth series, but Dallas clutched on up when they need to. But you can see here, between stages 4 and 5, how Dallas is improving. You know, this roster, they found a roster that they like. Now everybody getting comfortable, everyone getting onto the same page, and, well, it's at the right time.
It absolutely is, but now they need to beat Ultra in control. And Ultra, I mean, if you take FaZe out of the equation, they're close to like number 1 in probably every category. We're going to check it out here, but it's got to be around, 2 and 3 for everything. They've been the second best control team, without question. But that is what hurt them at the last major.
Yeah, I mean, they lost both to Dallas at the last major. So that's really it. Can Ultra bounce back here, get us to another respawn where, you know, we would have a Garrison Hardpoint where they're very comfortable on that map. A lot of repetitions, almost 20 of them. Well, yeah, can they extend this series?
So I guess a question for you, we were kind of talking about the pace of how they might try to deal with Empire. Like, in the search, you were talking about their speed and aggression getting effective at times. Do you think maybe when it comes to control, it's like a similar thing? Like, just how Empire like to play really just plays against what Ultra want to do?
Well, I think you saw on map number 1, right? When Ultra were winning those rotations, they got set up. That's when those sprees were coming into play, right? Bance was earning streaks. Insight was going on a spree. They got to their spots. The same thing has to be here defensively for Toronto Ultra. When you're transitioning, or Empire's transitioning from one point to another, don't let them catch you trying to get into your setup. Already be in that setup where everyone's in their power position, and then the flow of the game comes to you a lot easier. So yeah, a big point here is to just see on attack for Dallas, is it easy to go from point A to point B?
Yeah, it's not like Ultra aren't always, I don't know, it's like they're not, can't play at that pace and can't play fast and take a lot of gunfights. They can, absolutely, but are you kind of saying a little bit like when it comes to the rotations and transitions, like they just, I don't know, need to be like a second faster than they normally would against somebody else?
Well, I don't think they need to be a second faster. I just think that they have to be able to make those decisions, right? Just don't get caught. Don't stray away from what you've been doing, because that's what we did see at the major. Is a couple of times they got caught. And they have the ability to play at that pace. You're 100% correct. We've seen that time and time again. We saw it from Bance in map 1. Bance and Cleanex could fly.
Yeah,
Cammy can fly.
They can do it 100%.
It's just they are at their best when their teamwork is on point. And when their teamwork is usually at its best, it's when they are controlling the tempo. So we'll see how that goes for Toronto Ultra.
Well, I guess it's just funny because when I think about it in my head, like I think the way Ultra likes to play should, in a way, punish Empire for how they like to be a little over-aggressive or take gunfights they shouldn't. But I guess on the flip side of that, like, Empire, if they're hot or, like, they catch them at the right timing, like, their gameplay could really punish Ultra. Like, there's a give and take with that, I guess, more than maybe I was thinking about.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we saw in map 1. It was almost a great comeback. It was a good start by Empire, but it was one break. It was one break aggressively towards backcourt. That doesn't happen. Ultra, they might win that first map. And then you look at game 2. Express, it's tough because Express Search, it kind of plays into that aggression at times because you're just open to take gunfights kind of whenever you want, which helps guys like Crim and iLLeY, right? I mean, you want to 4-hit a bomb site, what's the map to do it on? It's Express for sure. So I don't think it kind of helps Dallas, but Toronto, obviously they were 7-1 before that game mode, know how to play it. Just some slow games from a couple of players, and that's what happens.
Well, if they're going to pull off the reverse sweep, obviously it's got to start now. We'll see if they can do it. We're getting close to getting it started. Apologies for the delay, but you see Crim kind of chatting through it. I love that after the triple, the look in the mic. Like, I just, the player personality and stuff. In Call of Duty, we got some of the best personalities in all of esports. Like, I love when they show it, and while Crim might lead the way in that regard, he is insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to put it. He likes to make a statement, that is for sure. I can't wait for his walk-ons on stage at Major 5 with what we saw at Major 4. That dude was hilarious.
What if he came out and did like a backflip?
I don't think
I would never have saw that coming. But what if he did? Like he just waltzed out and did a backflip. I'd just be like, oh, that blow my mind. What if he's just been working on it in secret? I don't know. These are the things
that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I don't, it's one of those things when, like, you score a touchdown, you do a celebration, and someone gets injured. He should probably stay away from that. Probably stay away from that one.
A torn ACL and MCL, well, actually, he can keep playing because he just needs his hands.
But just a broken hand is really the thing that we got to avoid here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. But we're getting ready to go. I see everybody in the lobby. We should be starting here shortly. But Insight looking to bounce back. As you said, one of the worst searches he's had. He's been such a consistent staple for him, or like for them as a team. I'm sure he's going to look to prove that in the map 3. And Raid, I mean, God, yeah, as you said, like both teams have seen a lot of success there.
No, they haven't. And again, CleanX really struggled against Dallas at Major 4, but he started to really turn things up in that game too. So if Bance can kind of mimic what he did in that first map with that aggression, if those two can get on the same page, that's when on a map like Raid, the sub duo could just take over, right? Because a lot of that focus is going to be on those transitions from point to point inside a kitchen. If they're able to control that in money, that's when Ultra is well at their best. And I mean, on Raid 13 and 8, but we're going to take a look at Group B and the standings right now. Again, this for that first seed is what you have Ultra, who is undefeated, and well, Empire with 1 loss.
That's how it looks right now. And yeah, I mean, if Empire could win it, they'd have the same record, but obviously Empire would take the head-to-head as they're playing right now. You see how the rest of it played out. Mutineers, they let me down again. We thought they were going to be winners this time around. Not going to happen. And then Surging Guerrillas obviously weren't really in the competition for the top spots, but this group, like, I guess I don't know. I'm really curious how all of those like 4 teams are going to do at the major, like the top 4, like Ultra, Empire, like one of them can make a run and win it all. Røkkr, Mutineers could surprise us. I mean, they're like good teams that could get hot in a weekend. It's an interesting group when I think about the major going forward, at least with regards to the top 4.
Yeah, I think Røkkr for sure, probably their best game in a long time was that win over Florida. How clean it was. That was one of their cleaner 3-0s that we've seen. Sheesh, for me. I mean, you have the 3-0 over New York, but at the major, but that was without Asim, right? So it's tough to look at that. But in terms of a 3-0 over a really good team, that's one of their best for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I guess I've been kind of given up at times on teams. Like I have it in my head that from the beginning of the year I thought Røkkr was going to be a contender type team, and then they weren't, and I kept believing, and it just never came to fruition. Mutineers, I've been rooting for them to start pulling it, and haven't quite been able to do it. Maybe this will be the event they get it done. Unfortunately, they went to get the map started and ran into issues. Apologies, but we are going to head to a quick break. We'll get map 3 started as soon as we get back.
He's got to keep going though. Here come the next two. Oh my goodness!
Octane, 1 versus 3. Tougher spot than we just saw Gunless in, but first fight, first death for CleanX. I'm just about to go down. There's the plant through for Ultra. I saw Inside was about to shoulder that. I don't know if he spotted him or not. It seems like he might have, based on how they've repositioned. Takes a little damage, wins the fight. The pre-fire to the edge. Now Insight's in trouble, and he will go down. Samuel LaRue with the 1v3 clutch.
Well, it is the end. Look at number 3. Look at where he is already. He's already in the offensive spawn. He's getting so much information for his team. He's gonna have a free kill.
Oh yeah, Cellium is super, super dead. There's no chance to finesse or be the little movement freak that he is. He's just gonna get shot in the back and put down. So great opening and great positioning from Envoy as he leaks through. Now they're gonna try and isolate Envoy. Can Envoy get a kill here? Can he at least take down one? He does. Maybe gonna do more damage. That is just massive from him. They try to isolate him. He doesn't let it happen. Then the help comes in. Beautiful sequence there from OpTic, but it all starts with Envoy.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's just...
Takes out Scump. Cell getting the tags through. Cell now last alive at a 1 versus 2. 24 seconds left on it. And just trying to play the defense of this bomb. Dashy coming in with the peek. Dashy gonna get his head peeled off. The Chaldo from Formal, and he wins it with 10 HP to get 3 in the round.
One way to get this going for them. Drazah now out of the equation. Kenny very close to death. Here comes John, the assassin, in from behind. Finds the first. The trades are there. Damage dealt. Gets another one. 18 HP. This has been a good round for John. He's got to keep going, though. Here come the next two. Oh, my goodness! Here we go. Chance Dallas have got to get going. 10 seconds for the win. Skies is playing a weird off angle at the back as well. This could be massive. 5 seconds for the win now as Florida, they are thinking about it indeed. Can they get the contest? There it is. The shots are in. iLLeY, he will find a couple of kills now, and if he can do it at the back, this is huge. But once again, Dallas have got to clean out the back. There are players coming in from all angles now, and it's 5 seconds for the win now for Dallas. Shotzzy gets dropped on point. It's an open hard point. Havoc's going to dive on it. And oh my goodness!
Hello and welcome back. Game about to get started as we get into the map 3, Ultra. We'll see if they can keep this going. We've had game 5s galore with these two squads. It looks like Ultra staying loose. CleanX is laughing over the ball or something, not really entirely sure. Bance is doing his thing. Here we go. Get the breathing exercise in. Insight's very close to his monitor, and Cammy, he's incredible.
Yeah, he's just hanging out. So yeah, as we said, I mean, we'll see if that little break maybe helps them go over some things. Again, their breakoffs in control, some of the best in the league. A lot of the times it's on, you know, I think a lot of teams mimic their garrison, but we'll see what they have prepared for us on raid.
Here we go. Do or die time within this series for Ultra. Again, this decides where they'll be sitting at the upcoming major next week. We'll look at the Ultra break. They're sending 2 right up mid. Bance just beeline to try get the side of Art, but he'll get caught. The rest of the kills, though, CleanX and Cammy, they'll clean them up. It's really just going to be Crim that was left kind of on statue, but he's going to drop as well.
Yeah, I mean, nice job. I mean, CleanX from that game 2 started to carry that here in the game 3. What they need to see is Bance is with him as well, but Empire, not a lot of map control until Shotzzy able to find that second one right there.
They're battling for it, but Crim is still standing. Ultra, they've got to get the win here to push it to a map 4. We don't do this ever, really, but we're going to go to an Astro Gaming listening and control with Toronto Ultra.
That's down low B. I'm fucking backing out. They're going to spawn AC. Push the BC. He's in our door. They're gonna spawn mansion.
Watching top part. I mentioned Crim.
Okay.
It's really weak.
Cut off
Better pillar. Oh, iLLeY top part. Dead. Nice.
Someone can water step.
They could be an Art and Zig.
They could be water step chain.
Come on, pinch him. Yeah, okay.
Already crossed to him. Shots in Crim.
Close right. Close left. Right, close right. Vic on the right. Really nice. One was there. One low mention. Yeah, one more. We can mount money. iLLeY's gone water, like Tiki side.
Hold for a second.
Oh my god, money. He's one shot close.
He's fucking sick.
It's in money.
Sick as well. And I'm
Yeah, Crim mid, dead.
Nice game.
One's in money. Okay, yeah,
Røkkr.
he's channel me mid, Vivid. He's gone back into money, Yeah, weak in money.
They killed
Point
him.
dead. Nice. From Vivid in money, Vivid in money. I'm watching L.
One
It's
sick,
in money. Still in money, yeah? Yep, still in money.
Look at L.
From mid.
About weak with it. Went to money.
Yeah, he's finessing. Money up, money. He's line outside of money, I think.
B-ball as well. B-ball.
No, he's coming from mid, bro. He's still money. Vivid's gonna be in a streak. Yeah, he's gonna be in a couple streaks.
Is he in money now?
Yeah, we don't know where he is.
I think he's in money.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, money in mid. And on point.
B-ball, yep.
Wait up, man. He's
Top out.
I'm on
he's out.
shit,
Back. 20.
I've got more of them. Dead. Nice, on point.
We're gonna go.
Oh,
Close. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Stay the fuck
Let's
alive.
fucking go, boys.
Give me mid, give me mid.
Somebody should run that down, by the way.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Vivid one shot bomb. This
They're gonna be mid on me, Jeremy.
Trying it over.
You go deep with me.
Okay. He's top ring already, Crim.
Well, you could tell how frustrating that sequence was. They end up struggling in transition, and then Vivid, at one point, someone was like, is he still money? Like, yeah, Vivid got 5 or 6 kills just finessing around money. Yeah, you can hear the frustration in the comms.
Well, that's what, again, that transition from point to point. They never got someone top bedroom. They didn't get into that setup. I mean, props to Empire, to Shotzzy and Vivid to getting to that position, and you could see what it does to a team defensively. Ultra, though, still 1 life. A 1 life advantage, 40 seconds to work with. But for Empire, it's 1 push, and this round is 1.
Well, that's all they're going to get. 1 shot at it. Shotzzy. I thought maybe in behind, not spotted, but he will get taken out. 20 seconds to go. 2 life advantage for Ultra. It's all down to Shotzzy, Crim, and Vivid. Now it's just Shotzzy. And he's gone as well. Ultra. It wasn't the cleanest, but they regained. They get the round win. But that'll be 5 points of objective for Empire.
I mean, props to Ultra. Yeah, because you could hear in that listen. I was getting frustrated for him. He's still there.
Yeah,
Vivid. When you're hearing that same name over and over and over again, it is demoralizing. It's like, this guy is destroying us. You didn't really have a stack. There was never that moment where there was like 2, 3 dead at the same time. Empire, they just kept position. They found a kill. When people would peek it, they would get the trade. It was a lot about the, positioning around money inside of the point. It got close, but Ultra held on.
It didn't end because they were able to kill the other 2. Like, for Crim and iLLeY, they never really got back in position to the fight to maybe get a stack on. They kept killing them, but yeah. I mean, Shotzzy was just like, I want to get in the gunfight. Vivid's killing everyone, so I'm just going to sit in the objective. I mean, that was like, it felt like it was forever.
It was a lot of sort of like, once Vivid got a kill, then they were hoping Shotzzy would fly to that basketball court, and they would peek him. And yeah, I mean, it was just nice baiting and switching. And a good start here for Dallas is able to get them off that 8 point. You have Crim up top statue. Insight's working that way, and down low is going to be Cammy and Bance, but it's going to be about this one-on-one towards Art. It's the rest of Ultra. Go towards that B zone.
Well, Crim able to take that fight. iLLeY's still battling around the point. Well, not battling anymore because his head comes off. As CleanX takes him out. He's got 2 players, about to be maybe 3 in position, but nice pickup from Crim through water steps to kind of stagger that a little bit, make sure the extra help didn't get there. And while it looked like an opening for a moment on B, that opening quickly closed. Woo, nice shots from Vivid.
But that's where you want CleanX. You saw the plays that he was able to make, right? Just going on that streak, similar to what we saw from Vivid. Vivid ready for both of those gunfights, and yeah, able to connect long range with that 74U, having a solid game here. With 40 seconds left, tied in lives, A going to be secured by Ultra.
Let's see what they can do with the upcoming 90 seconds. The push through back laundry doesn't work. The push up mid doesn't work. Still roaming around to be CleanX, and Vivid is on one. He sniffs it out. He's 14 and 10 now, and Ultra don't get a really strong transition. They're back to step 1.
That's huge because CleanX, he kind of snuck on through. They're able to find that player. You can see the immediate reaction, get control of kitchen. They're coming right back to it. To be 2 players Vivid's going to have to deal with. But Bance, Cammy flying on through. They do not care. On the other side of the map, though, you're going to have Shotzzy and iLLeY watching this cross. This is the power of this position. You can get on the point. It's going to be difficult, and it's going to keep you open to other angles for the defensive team spawning on up. And that deals with that push. Is Bance just trying to wait for his teammate to work across the map.
And more often than not, you're going to have to win the fight on both fronts, and Crim and iLLeY are still there. iLLeY will drop that to be 3 in a row. It's all going to be on Crim. Or sorry, not Crim and iLLeY. Who is iLLeY and whoever it was. Lives almost back to even now as well. Second part of progress done. Can they do what Empire couldn't? Can they close this out with the final tick? A great chance to do it, but just one person on the point as of now. They keep finding the kills though. Cammy and CleanX, they opened, they combined for 3. They close it out in the same fashion, and Ultra up 2-0.
I mean, that is like, you had iLLeY and Shotzzy find 3 kills, and then right off a spawn, like Cammy and Bance just flew up the middle of the map towards Kitchen and out of the money window. And from that play forward, you had Crim the last one alive. He doesn't get that first kill on the player that crosses basketball court. He just has to wait. He has to wait inside of money for his teammates to spawn. The objective is being done, and you lose so much map control. I mean, again, Ultra just, they figured out the timing, where they needed to go, and they hit it quick.
Incredible job. 1 round away from getting it to a map 4. Unless Empire can win 3 straight. They came up a little bit short on the offense last time. Bit of a different opening this time. 3 towards B, 1 art side. And we're gonna have to deal with a lot here until the players come through on the flank. Flanking their side will be Bance, who Shotzzy is then also behind. It looks like Ultra dealt with it for now.
Yeah, that's a key kill on iLLeY. He's the one working the objective. Off a spawn, they did have 2 players here. And well, Vivid somehow gets 2 on the opposite side of the map. So Dallas Empire are hitting both objectives. And Ultra are going to have to pick one. It's going to be trying to, you know, get Vivid. But Vivid, he's been a multi-kill guy on offense. Does it again as he's able to find 3. Progress being made today.
The only one really lurking on this side is Cammy. They have 1 teammate pushing all the way to garage, 1 through water steps as well. Oh, I thought they were both going to line up for a second there, and CleanX might get both, but iLLeY's still going to be on the point.
Gabber's got his favorite toy. He's got his toy. He's ready to play. He's ready to play.
I just let him out back. He literally came and dropped a tennis ball on my lap while we were casting.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to go. I'm like, buddy, I can't. Then he got another toy. He was squeaking that one in his mouth while slapping the tennis ball around me. Okay, he's outside now.
He's ready to play. He's ready to go. Yeah, one more map, maybe. We'll see. But there's this transition again in Empire. They get all 4 dead. So a point of strength for Ultra, where it's been so strong, but inside he does have streaks. He's got artillery, he's got the cruise. This could bail him out.
That one doesn't connect. Can Empire get the kills?
Look at the sprees. Well, you had a lot of sprees.
2 drop, 3 drop. Crim, the last one here, they'll take care of him as well. Right back to where they were, 5 points of progress. The difference, though, last time they were down a couple of lives. This time, a 5-life advantage.
Now 4, and some more time to work with. 1:30.
True.
Is they had a number of players on that objective, getting it done quickly, and they kind of know it, right? They're just playing around kills right now. CleanX just off a spawn. He's piecing. He's trying to get towards the middle of the map, towards his teammates.
Shotzzy just looks so annoying to deal with. Craig won't do you much good at that range if you can't see him. Nice work by Shotzzy, and with that 3 down, they should be able to close it out here. Shotzzy once again just trying to stay alive. Bance tags him up, doesn't finish it. Empire get the round win and stay in this control. So what, now? Where would they be? Well, it comes down to this round 4. So what, you got 5, and you got 6 for Empire.
That's 11.
With the points of objective. So if they hold them to 4, they get the defense. They're able to do that. If they lose,
but
well,
honestly, both of these teams are finding what they need to on offense. I mean, even in round 1, I think Dallas, they probably could have put a little bit more emphasis on the objective and maybe even won that round 1 because there was just so much slaying around money. I know, like, off a spawn, a couple of their players were dying, but if, you know, that round could have gone differently. Just both teams doing an excellent job attacking where they need to attack and getting in the positions they need to, because yeah, it's been tough defensively for both of these squads. But Ultra, that's the difference in this game.
And that's great at times too.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking of when we watched OpTic FaZe, it was all defense.
Yeah,
it was all
that's
defense.
True. That's true. Vivid's still here, and he's been winning. His ones are, oh, okay. Well, he got a little bit of help. I say nice movement. Just get behind the rock for a second, but the movement keeps him alive. A Cammy and Cleanex combo still wreaking havoc, but another multi-kill for Vivid. Lord knows how many that is, and it's a triple. As Vivid gets another, it continues to roam between mid and A. Oh, God. Man, it's disgusting.
They haven't been able to find streaks. They've had a couple of sprees. Can he earn them some? Up to number 6 as he spots one in the window. Cleanex is on the driveway. He's trying to get to his teammates. Trying to find an easy kill towards Zig.
This feels like he's been reading the map so well. Just in his spots between mid and A. Shotzzy's worked all the way up Laundry side. You still have a 3-man defense here. You'd like to set up Vivid with a kill if you can. It's a little bit trickier because his teammates both drop. Vivid will be mid-map.
That's honestly what's been tough. I think they try to hold A if he's not on streaks, right? Because he had to back away from ring. And it kind of changed their setup up.
Yep.
And that's fine because they had a 5-6 life advantage. But now it's down to 2. And they're finding all of those kills. Vivid still on the streak, trying to find number 7. He wants streaks for round 5. He's able to get it. But now, what, a minute 30 for Ultra to work with.
No, I mean, it's been a conversation. I mean, as long as I've been involved in Call of Duty, like, if your play changes a little bit, change the team dynamic when you're going for streaks or using them sometimes. You've seen a blunder in search or in a respawn. Streaks are great, and the progress for them is fun to hype up, but doesn't always go as well as it could. But you'd still have...
He's still on it, yeah.
Assuming this goes to a final round, you'd what, still have a cruise and then 2 for Vivid if you got both. But they got to get there. 45 seconds to go. They're up 3 lives. They can stay strong on defense.
Shotzy's doing on a big flank.
If it pays off.
Yeah, they love not to use those, right? Ultra wants to force the streaks out. That's not going to happen.
Because the last guy really in a forward position will be Cleanex with 30 seconds left. Shotzzy, I mean, he's still fighting towards Garage, which bodes well for the defense. And they just start to fly up water side. Keep being aggressive on defense. Not taking the fights close to the objective. And this will be the final push. And if they don't get 2 more ticks at least, this will be a defense for Empire. In the round 5. 5 seconds to go. We've got 2 players there. They're going to send it. It'll be Cammy and Bance trying to get across. iLLeY gets some damage in, tries to snap back to the next. And with those kills, the round will end. We go to round 5 and another thriller between these 2 teams. And I think should be defense for Empire. 2 streaks available on Vivid, and I think the 1 cruise on Bance.
Do you still have a cruise on Bance?
Oh, did he use it? I missed it?
I don't know. I wasn't sure if he still had it.
I just remember the artillery.
Oh, it's on Insight. It's on Insight.
On Insight.
Yeah, I was like, Bance? Okay, that makes... But yeah, I mean, what, 2 streak advantage on defense?
Why was I saying... I don't know why I thought Bance had the streaks. I'm an idiot. Okay, you still have the cruise. Well, this could be a really quick A-cap. Unless Empire can take it back.
Well, I guess if you know you have streak advantage, why not play standard, right? Like, why not force them towards B? Insight's over here, though. Insight's over here in Vivid. But he's just trying to still make plays at A. He does get taken down, but they're going to focus B. And off a spawn, he might have to use one. He might have to use one right away, and he does. The cruise is going to be invested. You have 2 players inside a kitchen. Gonna try and wrap it inside of the Tiki Bar. Cleanex gonna avoid that. All the map control still to Ultra.
It doesn't get much better than that as far as forcing the streaks out. Vivid gets right back to it with the gunny up though off. The fight towards basketball.
Angle.
Bance and Kleenex. Little combo to take him down. And you got to use the second one. Both streaks are going to be out. Look at both objectives. You almost have the second bit done at B. A's almost done. I know there's nobody on it, so that's working its way back. But Empire have been on their back foot this entire time. Time, though, is starting to get a little low. About 45 seconds to go. You got to finish one of these at some point.
Well, Bance stayed alive the whole time. They knew he was in this area. They just couldn't lock him down, and I thought Ultra were going to be trapped there. With the clock working against him, now you still have the cruise missile. No streaks used, or no streaks available for Empire. I think they're going to lose B. They are. As we go to A, it's just one more tick, and Ultra clutched on up.
I mean, the fact they got both streaks out so early, so quickly, so much objective progress done. I mean, just a sensational opening. Now, I mean, you would think Empire had a favor going in just based on streaks, defense typically, but in this matchup, not everything makes sense. Now, we've seen holds here, and not many as the final point, but it can certainly be done. They've got a minute to hold. Here
I was going to say, you're more out into the open, right? Like, there's nobody ring, though. Crim finds two while he's calling that in. So
that streak's not going to lead to anything. So the streaks keep Empire alive in this one. Nothing out of Ultras. 5 in a row for Crim. Now working towards streaks of his own at 31 and 31. Just trying to keep them away from the objective. He's doing a beautiful job. Yeah, right back off a spawn and right into his crosshair. Bance is on 5 in a row. As he's holding the backside, that'll be the artillery end. He's got to get to the point, though. He's about to finish. He can't win the one-on-one. He gets there in time, though. Shotzzy gets onto the point in time. He's going to drop his well. That'll close it out. Ultra wins the map. It is a thriller to keep them alive in this best of 5.
Yeah, I mean, Crim wins that. He gets the cruise. Bance was still alive. Laundry. I don't know what would have happened, but I think Empire would have had another chance to hold on to the point and maybe win the game. Kleenex able to get on through. I mean, Crim was just putting insight into the blender time and time again in spawn. But props to Ultra, because over towards that B side, they forced both the streaks. They got it done. They had 2 ticks at A. It just took one push. And Bance, he was having a slow map, but he really stepped up in that round 5.
Yeah, I mean, whether he got in like behind the B side, the A side, like he found himself in a position to just be a nuisance. And they had to focus him to deal with it. And well, by the time they did at the tail end of that round, it was too late. They get it done, and I just can't believe they got that much progress on both objectives before they were finished and got both streaks out so quickly.
Inside's got 73 engagements. He went 40 and 33. Whew. That's a lot. Yeah, man was fighting everybody, anything and everything.
He certainly was. Well, we wanted more of this matchup, and we're going to get more. No 3-0 for Empire. The number 2 position, the overall standings, still up in the air. The number 1 seed in this group, still up in the air. Ultra survive. Map 4 up after the break. Welcome back to the Game Fuel Marquee match. We're getting ready for a map 4, Empire versus Ultra. Every map has had its insane moments, whether it was the clutches and the search and destroy, a very tight hard point, whatever the hell that control was. We look forward to the map 4, but we've been showing this throughout the day because we're getting closer and closer to the final picture and what it's going to look like for playoffs. And this is how it stands right now, but between this match and what's upcoming at the final major, things could shake up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, these two just aren't going to get away from each other, are they? Right? So I'm cool with it because these matches are always entertaining, but it looks like they might play each other at playoffs. Who knows what happens at the next major? But yeah, I mean, Ultra are able to hold on, able to clutch on up. Good match so far. Even at game 1, all the streaks that were earned, and who was it? It was Bance in game 1. Almost brought it back in game 3. He able to win that round 5.
Yeah, it just felt like there was, I don't know, so many streaks over just a couple of minutes in that map 3. It got get wild, that's for sure. But Garrison is where we're going next. Give me anything like that map 1, and I will be a very, very happy person. Let's take a look at the stats from the map 1 and kind of how that played out. As Empire got the win, there's a look through the stats. A great map from iLLeY. Over 2 minutes in the hard point. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, it was just a lot of give and take from both of these teams, right? When there's 30-35 seconds left, they had maybe one push for a break. Sometimes they got it, sometimes they did it, but it was all about map control. Garrison, it's a little bit different. I mean, you can kind of play around that way. I think around, you know, hills 4 and 5, just putting them in those spawn traps. We'll see who can avoid that and who gets put into them. But yeah, iLLeY, a huge game, and again, his hardpoint has been getting better and better. Well, it's the best so far throughout stage 4 for Empire. Stage 5.
Well, the countdown has started. Time to get into the map 4. I want this to continue forever. I could cast these two teams for all time.
And it might. I mean, Ultra is 4-0 on Garrison this stage, so it might.
See if they can get going early. As we get into the map, we'll focus on the break as we head towards our first hard point. Insight's POV to maybe find an opening. CleanX, who really started to turn up on that game too. Can he keep it going? Subs just battle mid-map. CleanX still working around the objective.
Yeah, on one side, you have CleanX doing his work, and then Vivid just trying to play his life. He's able to work all the way through Vent Room with Shotzzy. So he's able to find one more, but CleanX just trying to put the pressure on that second hill. But Dallas doesn't really care right now. Is Crim, Shotzzy still fighting middle of the map, and off of spawn, iLLeY and Vivid, they'll rotate on over. CleanX, man, after the map 1, he has just stepped it up. He caught fire in map 2. What I see, 40 and 33, 73 engagements, that's a lot. A lot of fighting. Did you mute yourself again? I don't know. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I'm not sure.
I did. I definitely did. I heard Copper coming.
Okay.
I let him in, and I was worried about it. I'm sorry, but 5 in a row now.
No, you're good.
I wasn't sure. Action. I know. I do that all the time. Oh,
all right,
it
now
just
he's on
keeps
6
on
in a
ripping
row.
and rolling. How far can he push this? Continuing to try and work around bricks. He's got players all around him. That one won't go his way as his teammate Cammy will get it. Finally, he drops after 6 in a row. That'll stop that incredible spree. Give iLLeY 1-2 because there's 3 in a row for him. And they were quick ones.
Yeah, no, this is one of those similar situations, right, where Empire just going to try to lock down the middle of the map. Keep Ultra spawning as far back as they can, but Cammy, he's going to take down Vivid. Vivid's got to be careful here. With that kill cam, he's going to try and hold on to it. Try to hold on to it, and it just pops, and so does he. So Vivid able to get that back spawn. He coming off a spawn is Vivid towards the middle of the map. Top green control is going to be CleanX, but Empire in control right now.
See Shotzzy just shouldering the front wall. He gets the chow from the Krig, and then the chow up close, but the bait and switch doesn't work as he keeps on shooting. Teammate helps with the rest. That'll be 4 down for Ultra. as the hold continues on for Empire. As they'll take the lead. See how far they can push this out, but right back to the hot hand and iLLeY, 9-4. A great first hard point from him. He's got to deal with both angles. I was going to say maybe bad timing. Then I thought he had the first fight, but ultimately, yes, shot in the back as we get right back over to our game field feature player.
Yes, Shotzzy just getting this time. A perfect hold there at our third hill. I mean, almost a full 60. We're going to have a 40-point lead, but now it's Ultra's turn. Controlling middle of the map. You have insight in his position. You keep them spawning back right where number 8 Vivid is, but Shotzzy and iLLeY. Shotzzy and iLLeY get them out of it. It's a multi-kill. It's all 4 from that duo. And now it's P4 control in favor of Empire.
Yeah, like you said, multi-kill for both. They make the play. And Empire on the brink of starting to run away with this. Lead still manageable right now. Actually, what am I saying? No lead safe with Ultra. We literally saw them come back down 150 or something against this same team. So scratch that, but it's getting to dangerous levels. But as Ultra get back into it, they'll bit by bit try to chip away, but it's really just going to be Cammy here with a legion of Ultra players around him, and that'll be 5 in a row for Shotzzy. We saw... so just a little short on streaks. Not what, 2 players we've had, like 5 or 6.
Both players, I mean, you know, both teams really playing around those, right? You could see it. And they kind of get in those situations, just trying to earn them. Know what a difference maker they could be, but fifth hill gonna pop, and Cleanex is on the hunt. He's giving that call out to his teammate, but Shotzzy able to win that gunfight. They don't know where Cleanex is. He stops shooting. Almost gets punished for it, but in the middle of the map, you're gonna have Shotzzy and 1 Ultra player. Bance now has to be the one to try to make the play to get them out of this position. And I think he's going to end up shooting. Now he has a 2-on-1 in the middle of the map, and this is what Empire wants. 3 going to be dead. You have them trapped all the way lower left.
How long can they keep them there? Cleanex getting 2. Is that going to be the opening? They're already able to get out towards mid-map for free, it seems. Well, really, I take that back. It's really just going to be Bance that gets out. The other 2 are going to get caught on the cross. I thought Cleanex's 2 might get them there, but not going to happen. Right back to pin deep they go. There were a couple stretches they got to have a hard point. By the way, Shotzzy, who died on 5 in a row, is already on 5 in a row again.
This is exactly what you want, right? Teams have gotten so good at this, chaining P5 and P1 together. You control the middle of the map from time and time again. Don't allow them to get through bricks. And now this team, off a spawn, has to take such a long route where they're going to try and go for top green control. Cammy, Insight, Cleanex, and guess who's ready for him? It's Shotzzy. As he's on 5, as you said, can he find some of those streaks as they soak up this time and have an 80-point lead?
Someone's got to trade it, but they don't. They don't trade it at all. Shotzzy snaps to the second, and there's an artillery. 14-6. It's a quick ping to get information. 30 seconds left on the point. And maybe just the ping to set up an easy one to get the cruise, but it's not going to happen. The big play from Shotzzy immediately answered by a nice stretch from Ultra.
Oh, well, he's just trying to get the info on where they spawned. Because you could tell that they kind of thought they were going to split. They weren't sure if one spawned back there. He gives the call out to iLLeY. Insight, though, able to win a 1-on-1. I'm surprised they only sent 1. They sent 2. They probably have streaks, but still, 80-point lead, and right off a spawn, it doesn't matter. They don't need this streak. They're doing it with their guns. This Empire team on fire right now.
Yeah, I'm sure he pinged for the team, but selfishly, he just wants to keep the streak going. Just keep frying. I mean, he's seriously been disgusting here. Ultra, so many comebacks this year. Do they have another one they can maybe do, or is Empire too hot on this map 4? As Crim is snapping as well. Every time I look at the Empire team, I swear there's somebody at like 4+ in a row.
It's a multi-kill, yeah, it feels that way.
Yeah, every time. But caught reloading, they'll push him out. I guess, like, if you're going to start the rally, if you're Ultra, if you're going to start to really bring this back, it's a pretty big deficit. Where does it begin?
It's got to start right here. The problem is, though, is a lot of the middle of the map is in Empire's favor. You still have the artillery. Insight does spawn out, but they find a couple of kills. And yeah, this has to be what we saw from Empire. It's got to be 50, 60 seconds on this third hill. But like I said, they have this streak. Now it might be time for it. Because guess what? You kill 2 players off a spawn. You know exactly where they're going to pop on up. Artillery going to land on Cleanex's forehead. That's going to be 3 dead Insight, the last man standing. And well, Empire, with behind the streak, able to break on through.
And I love just the movement and quick reaction there from Vivid too, because I thought he was gonna drop. Rez's streak got picked. He got hit down to like 10 HP, but gets out of it. They keep the numbers. They use the streak well, and they get through. And we'll see if that is the final play to put Ultra away, or if they've got something left in the tank to make another wild run against Empire.
I mean, I'll tell you what. You know, a lot of talk about FaZe and, you know, OpTic and the way they're playing, but this to me is a statement from Empire. Like, don't forget about us. We were just in a grand final. We're trying to get right back to it, especially with iLLeY and Crim playing this way, because a lot of the focus for Empire throughout the year has been about their subs, right? And obviously Shotzzy an MVP candidate when Hoot did in stage 1, but this is some of the best COD we're seeing from their ARs.
Oh, I mean, think about, I know they didn't 3-0 them, but it was close to happening with the round 5, and all maps have been tight, but like, Ultra doesn't get 3-0 really outside of FaZe. It just doesn't happen. I mean, they mostly just winning this year or playing long extended series. Like, no, I mean, I agree with you. Empire is, they're playing some kind of incredible right now.
Yeah, their system, what they've been focusing on, working on these last, 6-8 weeks with Vivid, really starting to come into fruition. I mean, we saw it at Major 4, obviously, when they get to the final. But even since then, I think maybe it's a hot weekend, whatever it is. They're just showing off the teamwork. They're showing off their individual talent.
You know, we saw it happen. You have all the conversations about online versus LAN, and I get it, but like, in the online league, you saw last stage that they started to improve. You saw things start to click, and then they made the run. And it's seemingly continued here. As they see 16 points to close this out. Crim, iLLeY leading the way with 27 for the team. Another great hard point for iLLeY. So strong here. He soaked up the objective time in the first map as well. That'll be Shotzzy's territory here as he's plus 11 with 2 minutes to go. And Ultra are finding some kills over this swing, but they're down 110 still.
And there's always one more player. Like, they had a setup right there where he get them trapped, but Vivid was able to sneak on through. The nade was able to connect, and Shotzzy's just going to get on the objective. But yeah, 10 seconds. They finally get Empire stuck towards this left side. They got to turn it into something. That'll be something special here from Ultra.
Special would describe it if they bring this back and win it. But just like with how Empire were looking over most of this game and how big the lead was, it would border on miraculous if they can do it. But I feel like there's just been these long stretches now where like no one's earning time. Like, they've kept
Empire, dude.
Yeah, like they've kept Empire from earning points, but like no one has. That's what I was looking at the play clock. There's 45 seconds left. So that's starting to work against them as well.
What was that movement from Shot? I don't know what he just did, but yeah. That was crazy. And now Shotzzy just back into the vent room, trying to put all the focus on him. That opens things up. Never mind, opens things up for a team kill, but Vivid, he's going to find a double. Yeah, there's always just been one more player. When there's been a chance for Ultra, you know, to get some map control, there's been one player from Empire to do something that just ensues. Chaos on the map.
Yeah. You know how we always say if you're going to pull a comeback like this, you have to be perfect? Like, literally. Because with the amount of time left on the play clock.
Right, here we go.
It would have to be, I mean, there can't be contest. You can't be out of the point. Like, it has to be literally perfect. Dude, it's just like bit by bit. It's like for every 3 points that Empire get, Ultra puts on 20. 3 more points for Empire. Ultra gets 20. They just keep doing it. This would be one of the more unreal comebacks we've ever seen.
Well, they got to get all the kills right now because they have them spawning across the map too, right? This is what they would need to transition to second and third hill together. That's all 4 dead.
Happening?
That is all 4 dead Empire spawning into the top left. You can see number 4 and number 2. That's Bance and Kleenex transitioning over for our next hill. Empire only need 3 more seconds. They're going to try and win it here. The contest is in. Cammy just has to stay up a couple of more seconds.
Cammy.
Does he get into the next one? He does.
He does.
Across the map is Ultra.
Oh my god. Oh my god. There are 10.8 seconds on the play clock. 3 points needed for Empire.
Oh no.
If Ultra pull this off, one of the more absurd things I've ever seen. They're on the point, though. They're on the point. It's not going to happen. Empire, they get the win. I got a lot more wacky than maybe it needed to get. Dude, I was waiting to do the final call for about 4 hours. Like, they just kept chipping away. An unbelievable sequence from Ultra to bring it back in that fashion, but Empire, too great at the beginning of that game. And now, I mean, Joe, you made a comment that, no, I agreed with, that Ultra has been the second best team all year. By official counts, that will now put Empire in the second place in the CDL standings.
Yeah,
that will put them first in the group.
It's crazy because I think when you look at their stages, 2 and 3, even stage 2, they still got top 3 or top 4, I think, right around there. But I think you just look at their stage 3, and that's where all the team changes, bring Fellow in. You just remember that. The fact is, you forget about stage 1 where they made a final, and then what they were able to do at that major.
It's like they're not the opposite, but they're so different. Like for Ultra, it was the beginning of the year that it was tough, right? And then it's been mostly great since then. For Empire, it was like good, not so great, good again. Like it's been very different how it's gone on the year, but yeah, it's just kind of wild how close they are and how tight everything is, considering how crazily different it's been. But let's look at the stats from that one. Just another. I cannot believe that turned into a crazy map. Like,
I know, dude.
I thought that was over
Look at the damage. Look at the damage by Empire. Like just monstrous numbers from all 4 of them. Cammy again almost has 70 engagements. These guys are just playing fast. Like these two teams are just headbutting the heck out of each other. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either, but I could watch it or commentate it forever. For the Scump play of the game, we're going to watch the final kind of, I think, 45 seconds to a minute of that game. It went from like, I never call a game over, never technically will say it's over until it's actually over, but that got to a point where, like, with the play clock included, it's like, this almost seems impossible. And then just time keeps going, and suddenly you're looking at the mini-map, and you're like, they can do this. But the reason I was bringing the play clock so much is, like, that just made it that much harder.
Yeah, this is what they needed, right? They had to find all 4 kills, but you can see what Bance and Cleanx are doing. They have the transition, you have them spawning across the map. This is a lot of times like what we see on a raid, for example. Kind of similar scenario. You control the middle, you have them spawning out at old, and you get to new. And Cammy's just trying to hold on because Empire hits this, and they get that to the point. But I think it's Shotzzy at the front able to find a kill. Cleanx, the first man up, is trying to give his team some position, but a couple of nades connect, and Shotzzy only needs 1 bullet. Then just the teamwork from Empire, too strong.
I don't think I'm exaggerating, and I'm just going to talk hard point, but that might have been, either way you look at it, one of the most colossal breakdowns I've ever seen, or the craziest clutches I've ever seen in hardpoint ever. Like, the only
they typically
thing
go hand in hand.
The only thing that in COD that even comes to my mind is the United NV uplink, but that we've seen a lot of 100-point comebacks, but that was more than 100. Empire were playing out of their minds when you looked at the stats, and then also just the play clock thing, like that was nearly something truly special. I mean, it was still special. That was fun as hell to watch, but whew, you were on the brink, Ultra, of doing something for the history books if you got that one done. Just one more reminder at how it looks, because it changed. Empire will hop Ultra, and they will move into one of the top 2 spots with the bye. So it was big there, and then also talk about Major 5, but this is a huge series for these teams.
Yeah, you're going to put them into that position, but we're going to take a look at our final Group B standings for Stage 5 as we head into a major next weekend. And, well, Dallas Empire able to take that #1 seed as they have the head-to-head over Ultra. So Ultra, they're going to be 2nd seed. Røkkr, the head-to-head over Mutineers. And you have the bottom 2. Well, just next weekend, you got the major.
Yeah, hopefully they play as soon as possible because I love it. But no, seriously, that was a lot of fun. And Shotzzy had you saying what was that multiple times, which means he was playing well. Is a great smile on his face. And coming up next, we've got Shotzzy with Lottie to wrap the show.
Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me, I have Shotzzy from Dallas Empire. Whew, what a game, man. That was an adrenaline rush, to say the least. I've got to quickly ask you straight off the bat, man. I mean, that final game was crazy, and it looked like just for a split second, Ultra had such control over that last hill, and I was a little bit nervous watching them rotate round to get the new one, and I was like, oh my goodness, you're literally 3 seconds away from the final, like, literal, like, game win, series win. What was going through your minds at that moment? What were the comms like?
Yeah, so in that match, I mean, our first half was literally the best COD that we've ever played in terms of comms, in terms of like everything that was just happening around the map. We played really good the first half, and then towards the second half, it was like, all right, we're in this lead, you know, we do whatever we want. And then, you know, we started doing that, and, you know, we saw like they just started to come back, and there was just a lot of mistakes on every single hill. So then, you know, towards the last hill, we kind of just regrouped, everyone took a deep breath. You know, we made a call play, and then we kind of, or play call, and then we kind of just, you know, just closed it out from there.
Well, you got there in the end. You got there. Whew, it was close. It was a close call for a second. I've got to ask you as well, because we discussed on the desk about where you guys could really turn this series round. You know, what is that point in this Ultra match where you guys are going to be like, right, we're stamping dominance here. And we talked about hardpoint, we talked about control as well. But my gosh, your S&D was looking damn good today as well. And I've got to say, iLLeY and yourself showed up. You were putting them to work. What was the plan as a team heading into that search?
I just, you know, going over custom games, you know, I'm one of those guys that just kind of just run into custom games and try to figure out, you know, nerd stuff. And, you know, I've been doing that the past month, and honestly, it's been working out. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I've figured out myself, and it's pretty cool just, you know, just do that in COD, because, you know, I did that previously in Halo. But, yeah, I mean, doing that, I mean, just going over the map as well, just as a team, it really helps when it comes down to, like, executioning, or, like, executing, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Just, like, if they plant the bomb, just retake. Yeah, and that's one thing, you know, we definitely worked on. And I mean, you saw our retakes were really good that map, so yeah, we definitely improved on all that stuff.
Stay nerdy in search, Shotzzy. That's all I got to say after that one, man. Yeah, really, really great stuff. Now, I want to ask you, of course, you have actually managed to take up first seed in your group, but also you were kind of edging away with the second seed as well against Ultra. So how good does it feel to be first seed heading into Major 5?
It feels really good. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure this is literally the first time we've ever had first seed this entire year. I think even in stage 1, I think we got second. I could be wrong, like I said, but I mean, it feels good. You know, we finally get a bye, so that's really good. You know, we're just gonna keep doing what we normally do. You know, we're gonna go back to practice, try to keep perfected stuff like that, and yeah, I'm just excited that we came out on top.
Love to hear it, man. One last question before I go, okay, and before I let you go off to enjoy the rest of your night. Obviously, that marks our final match online, so your next couple of matches are going to be online, of course. How are you guys feeling about heading back to LAN, and how's your ability, do you think, going to be when you head to that Major 5?
Oh yeah, we're all excited. I think everyone on the team kind of just despises online just because of how it is. You know, I have to play from, you know, my apartment because, you know, I'm having some difficulties here. So, you know, I'm excited to play on LAN. I think everyone in the CDL is excited to play on LAN, and, you know, we have fans back, so that's gonna be a plus. And I'm just excited to, you know, have fans there and stuff like that.
Love to hear it, man. You can throw your Ethernet cables in the trash. You can throw the Wi-Fi out. It's all good from here on out, man. So don't even worry about it. Thank you so much for your time, Shotzzy, and best of luck for next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, there we have it, folks. My goodness, that was the final match online for the entire season. Isn't that pretty crazy to think? Well, don't worry, the night is still got a little bit ways to go here. I do have Nameless and Study back in the HQ waiting to bring you an epic post show. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll see you guys right after the break.